Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Gibson. Welcome to another special edition of Loveland Beacon Talks. And I say special because I am so pleased to welcome as our guest today, Lynn Oury. And it's kind of a double welcome, Lynn, because you are passing the torch from having served as the 2025 Valentine Lady. So Lynn she has passed the torch to Cynthia Tate, and also was honored to be the Loveland Valentine Card Artist. So she was selected as her design is this year's Loveland Valentine card. So we're going to talk about that, but welcome, Lynn.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure.
But let's start with, actually I'm going to start in two different places. One, thank you for reading that nomination letter, because you also nominated Cynthia Tate, who has been named the 2026 Valentine Lady. So thank you so much for sharing that nomination letter as well. I'm sure the listeners are going to enjoy hearing that. But also going back, so you're passing the torch. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what 2025 as the Valentine Lady was like for you.
I had a lot of fun. Probably my favorite thing, because I'm a teacher from Loveland Schools, retired, was going into the classrooms, grades preschool through fourth grade for Loveland, and then we went to various community preschools. And I got to read two of my favorite books, and the teachers were so receptive. I had so much fun. I saw former students, and I really enjoyed that. I also got to go in the community. The Girl Scouts asked me if I would be part of the crossover from Brownies to Girl Scouts. I was part of that ceremony, which I was thrilled because I'm a former Girl Scout. Love it.
Have you been to that ceremony before?
No.
Oh, I've covered that for several years. I didn't make it this past year, so I missed seeing you there.
Yeah.
But isn't that something?
It's something.
Oh my
gosh.
so
well done.
Yeah.
And Erin, think of her last name, is the one that asked me. She's a St. Columban person. You know her probably.
I do know Erin.
And it was just a pleasure. It was just a pleasure.
Her maiden name is Shens.
Yes.
And I'm drawing a blank on her married name. I'm sorry, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, Aaron Campbell.
Campbell,
yeah,
there it
Aaron
is.
Campbell.
Thank you.
I knew we were going to think.
Yeah.
No, Aaron does a great job
Yes.
with that whole thing with the Girl Scouts and that crossover ceremony.
It was beautiful.
Amazing from the Brownies to the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, so that's probably, I didn't realize that you got to be a part of that.
Yeah,
so
that
really
was,
cool.
Well, she knew I was a former Girl Scout, and I'm very fond of all the memories I have, and I just felt it was an honor, and I was thrilled.
Yeah.
So
that was a piece, and then what are obviously one of the highlights for the year for you, but what are a couple others?
Yeah, what would I say? Some other things that I tell you too, Chuck, is just being in Loveland and a child looking at me and looking at me again, and I'll say, "Do you remember me from school?" He said, "No, you're the Valentine Lady." So that was exciting too. So to be kind of recognized like that. But also I will say it's been a wonderful thing to be part of this group of women, other Valentine ladies who serve and give back to the community. So I consider myself very fortunate to be part of that group of women. So as a Valentine lady, I continue to represent Loveland, but I also continue to serve and do what I feel is the calling of being part of a Valentine Lady.
Right.
So, helping in the gardens and, just serving with Cece and Meredith, the chamber. Anyway, it was fun.
Yeah, well, I can tell.
Yeah,
and I always say this because this is audio.
Yeah.
For the people who are hearing this, although there's some still photos that are going to be running along as they're listening, if they get a chance to watch while they're listening. Right. But it's not visual. They don't get to see your face light up like I do.
Yeah. Oh,
I can see how much enjoyment you took from it and the passion that you had for it.
Yeah.
which then translates to, so the card art.
Yes.
And you entered some
Yes.
art this year. And
Yes.
Then, and then your art, your design was selected. Is that the first time that you entered something?
It is.
Wow.
I've always liked watercolors, but I didn't get, I'll say, serious until maybe 2 years. And I started taking a group class with Terry Voorhees at her place, and kind of learned the techniques. And my grandmother was an artist, so I like to say I'm channeling her. But yeah, so that's kind of new to me. But I've always liked watercolors, and feel fortunate that I can kind of. Terry would say, "You're an artist." I'd be like, "Oh, well, thank you. I don't know about that," but it's been fun. It was a fun little project. It is a trail in Loveland.
Well, I was going to say,
Yes.
you told the story at the official ceremonial launch of the 2026 Loveland Valentine program, and I thought Meredith said it well. Loveland, Valentine's Day is not Valentine's Day; it is a Valentine's season.
Yeah, true.
So we're going to hit on that. But you said it very well at that ceremony when you kind of told the story. So just share that with the listeners now who didn't get to attend the ceremony at City Hall on Saturday, the story behind the artwork and the design of the card.
So I like walking the trails in Loveland.
Yeah.
I believe, and this was several years ago, Deanne Gilmore was a friend of mine.
Oh.
I think you might know her, maybe not. Anyway, we were walking a trail. I took that picture.
The name's familiar. I'm not going to say that we know
Yes.
each other. But
I took a picture of that trail. I want to think it's across from Kiwanis Simpson's Trace, I think.
Okay.
It was early in the morning, and I liked the path. I liked the way the leaves were kind of laying. I liked the way the sun came down. They had a little fence, and I love that. So I took that picture, and I thought, as the contest came up, I thought, I wonder if I could paint that. And so I attempted it, and I put the little hearts in it, in the trees and on the path, just to, because it's...
yeah, all the leaves were hearts.
Yeah. And so I thought that added a little fun touch to it.
Yeah.
But
Well, it does. You didn't just think that. It does.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
thank
a very
you,
fun-
thank
I mean,
you.
it's, especially Loveland Valentine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the heart of the,
Yeah.
the heart of Ohio. It
Right.
all fit in very well.
Well, thank you.
And then what's the slogan that goes behind all of the?
Oh, then you had to have in that art.
Right.
It had to say, "There's nothing as sweet in the world as love," or something
Right.
similar to that. So
Right.
that I had that kind of going along the path.
There's nothing
So sweet
as love.
love, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
We're
like
supposed
that.
to know that
I know
line
we're
right off.
supposed. I should.
And if we had a card sitting here right
Yeah.
now, we could look at it because
Yeah.
it looks like it's the trail
Yes.
in
Yeah.
the card. So
Yeah.
so you incorporate that into it.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful piece of, well, as you said, it was a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think people that pick up the card, which they can pick up at the post office.
Yes.
And we were talking offline earlier. There's a couple other places the cards will be available
Yes.
at.
Beginning January 28th,
Okay.
they will be sold at Lemons and down in historic Loveland.
Right.
For example, Lemons and Limes. Some
Some of the other shops.
shops.
Yeah, you know what? What I wanted to ask you on that, because they'll be available in some of the shops in
Yes.
Loveland, and all you have to do is ask.
Right.
$2 a card, or 3 for $5.
Yes, thank you.
With
Yes.
which Cynthia Tate was very good to make sure I knew that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. She's
But,
already fulfilling her duties.
She's doing great. But what I wanted to ask, do you know, like, for example, Paxton's or Ramsey's, would they have the cards there, or are they going to be in just like the
I think
shops?
I can't remember. I think they're just the shops. I think they
Yeah.
do better
Right.
in the shops.
Well, that's where
So
you
we'll
want
have
it,
a framed picture of the card, and then you can just go right up and ask, and they will,
Yeah.
sell them to you. So
Well, you pretty much shared, the inspiration for the art design
Right.
itself, which from that photo, from that scene on that day a few years ago over by Simpson's Trace.
Right.
Neat little trail to
yes,
hike through.
Yes.
Did you say what season that was?
it was. I want to think it was early fall.
Okay, yeah. That's what, I mean,
I
that's...
think,
I
like,
was...
because the leaves were still green, but they're starting to turn a little bit. I can't, yeah.
Yeah, from the art design, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if you told us that
Yeah.
it was a walk in the fall or
Yeah.
if it was in the spring.
Yeah, I think so.
Or when it was.
Yeah.
But then, so here's the other thing. Again, you just served.
Yes.
Well, you had your first year. We won't say served
Yes.
past tense. You had your first year as a
Right.
Valentine lady in 2025. You've passed the torch to Cynthia Tate.
Right.
And you had not ever entered the art contest
No.
before. So what really inspired you to enter your design?
Well,
for the car?
again, because I'm in an art class, and I was trying to encourage the other women to do it as well. I'm really going to hammer it on them this year, but
Well, because you won. Take
yeah,
it.
I
You
said
should
do
this,
it.
right?
And these women are so talented; they are artists. So I'm going to encourage them again to do that this year. But it really, I had heard that there were, I'll use the word slim pickings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At a certain point when, okay, we're getting to the end of when you can turn your card in, I thought, oh, I'm going to just do it. I'm just
Right.
going to do it, and come what may. And they had, I think maybe Meredith said, they had one of the biggest, maybe 13 or 11.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember what
she
number.
said she made mention of the number of contestants.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, and we vote on them as a Valentine lady. Now
you have to excuse yourself from that, right? Or
Well-
as they say in the world of legal, recuse
Yeah,
yourself.
well,
from
I
that
promise
case.
you, nobody knew that was mine. So I knew they were going to vote. I didn't know this prior, I just found out prior to. So I tried to not show too much face about when mine came up, but maybe, I don't know if I'm bragging, but it was well received.
Good.
And again, the rest of them were wonderful as well.
Well,
They really were.
That's a neat experience,
Talented.
and you kind of got ahead of me there because I wanted to ask
Sure.
you, how you were informed of, that you had been selected, but it had to be neat to be part of the process, and you could see the people's, reaction to it without knowing.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
It kind of was. So.
Of course, it could have gone the other
It
way.
could have.
It was like,
And I was like,
when you
oh.
started doing that, did you have some nerves?
Oh gosh, yes. I thought, okay, just go with it. It was fun. Just if that's all that you get from it, that it was fun, and that's cool. But when I won, when it was chosen, because they picked the top 3 and then they voted on those 3, and
Right.
and then I won. And I think Meredith or Cece, I can't remember, said, "Lynn, do you want to tell anybody about that painting?" I said, "It's mine." They were like, "Oh my gosh."
So that answers, because I was like,
cool.
are you sitting at home and you get a phone
Oh.
call or something like that? But and I knew that. I have covered the Loveland Valentine stuff for so many years.
Right.
And I actually sat with the Loveland Valentine ladies one year when they were going through the poems.
Oh.
Because they judged
Yes.
the poetry
Yes.
contest.
Yes.
And that was really fun to watch them, go through that process.
Sure.
I don't think I saw them look at the card art
Okay.
and judge that. So I don't think I even knew
Yeah.
that you Valentine ladies actually judged
Right.
the card art
Right.
design. So
That's fun.
that's pretty cool.
And what's cool?
Well, so the first, after the first year, way back in 1989.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
And you were number 36. Cynthia's
Yeah,
number
wow,
37.
wow.
Going forward.
Sure.
But there was only one. So the card art in year 2 was like there was only one Valentine lady to judge it. She said, "I like
I
that."
like that's right.
I don't think they did it then.
Yeah,
but-
I don't know. Could be.
I
Could be.
don't know. So,
Yeah, it was fun.
well, Lynn, thank you so. I mean, is there anything else you want to share about like the car? Well, I do want you to share something.
Okay.
Else. I'll put it that way instead of asking you. Share you told us how much fun it was, and like you said, even if your design hadn't won being a part of the process, that won't be the case for other entrants. But tell people why it's fun to put your art in and why they should take a chance
Thank
and
you.
do that.
Yeah, thank you. Because to see yourself, your art on a card, and your name is on the back of it, it's just really special. But I like I said, I've told everybody in my painting class, every single one of you is totally an artist, and I mean that. So I really, thank you for asking that. I really want to encourage anybody who, is interested in it, to just do it.
Yeah.
To just go ahead and do it. And we have so many cool things in Loveland that you could,
Oh gosh.
the river.
Yeah, scenes from around Loveland that
Yeah.
incorporate into the theme for there's nothing so sweet as love. Or
yes,
whatever
yes,
that whole
yes,
thing is,
yes.
they can figure it out.
Yes.
But Loveland has a lot.
Yeah.
Loveland has a lot.
Yeah. And I was really pleased with how my painting transferred to the card, because sometimes watercolor, you need to kind of go darker than you think.
Right, yeah, because it gets really dull.
It can lighten up when
I didn't
it's
think
printed.
of that till you said that.
And I was a little nervous about that, but I thought, okay. It looked good anyway.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Well, so hey, one more question. So, all right, you're now a Valentine lady.
Right.
You have been for a year.
Right.
You're going to continue, because
Right.
I know that was another comment Saturday morning that was, received pretty well by the crowd. Once a Valentine lady, always a Valentine lady. And we've seen that from
Yes.
the Valentine
Yes.
ladies over the years. And so we're going to see you around.
Yeah.
But now you did the card art.
Right.
So next year, poetry, right?
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah,
there.
I don't know about that.
That's
I don't know about that.
my challenge to you is next year you enter a poem.
And a poem, and get it all.
Or not. That's
or
up
not.
to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But if
Thanks.
you do, let me know.
I will.
So,
I will.
and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, do the Valentine ladies still judge the poems?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to go
And
through
I want to
that
think
process.
that is in a couple weeks.
Well,
I can't remember the deadline.
The deadline is this weekend.
Okay.
Well, I think the
Okay.
16th
Okay.
is, or the 18th, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's coming up. 16th.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
I think getting the poems in for those who are entering the poetry contest this year, I think the deadline to get your poetry in is this Friday.
Okay. And then they read
January
those.
16th.
The winners come to the brunch, which is
They come
fun.
to the Valentine Ladies
and
Breakfast.
they read it. I was so impressed when they did that.
But the
especially young
challenge,
people.
because you're adult, and so it's for, mostly the poetry contest, which I think one of the things that makes it great is that it's for the kids.
Right,
More than
right,
anything else.
right.
But they do have, there is one adult
Yeah.
poem. They don't
There
have
is.
different age groups for the adults. It's like, the kids, grades this, grade that,
Right.
grade that, all the way through school, and then adult,
Yes. Yes.
So that's the challenge,
Yeah.
If you're an adult who enters your poem,
Right.
you will be the one poem selected.
Selected.
From many.
Yeah.
Not that the kids aren't, because
Right,
theirs is
right.
from many
Right,
also.
right.
Because I think the schools do a really neat job of getting the kids in the classroom to do it.
They do.
And everybody
They do.
gets involved. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
cool. Hey, one last thing, Lynn. Going back to the 2025 Valentine year
Sure.
for you. You said you got to read 2 of your favorite books. Remind us. I know you told us last year, but what were the books that you read again for the kids?
Frog and Toad. I read that to the older kids, maybe the third. No, I think it was kindergarten to 4th grade. Frog and Toad, The Lost Button. And what was fun is when I went in the classrooms, I would ask, does anybody know about Frog and Toad? Many of the kids did. So well done, teachers, because it's a classic.
Oh, well. Yeah.
And then the other one is Mouse's First Valentine, which is a Lauren Thompson book that,
So which one of those was aimed more at the younger kids?
Yeah,
Allison?
Mouse's First Valentine was preschool
Yeah.
K, I think I did, and Frog and Toad, The Lost Button,
Right.
which is about friendship and love and care. So that's what I wanted to really
Perfect.
portray. Yeah.
Well, hey, congratulations on being
Yeah.
selected as the card
Yeah,
art
thank you. Thank
designer
you.
this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
And, just continued congratulations on being a Valentine lady and your
Thank
service
you.
to the community. We
Yeah.
thank you for that.
I appreciate it.
And I thank you for joining us here on this special Valentine's edition of Loveland Beacon Talks.
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
All
And
right.
listeners, thank you for listening in. And for now, I'm Chuck Gibson, and this is Loveland Beacon Talks.
Thank you.